Hello, I'm Heather Elmorjo with Earth Arts, and today is day 17 and 18. I didn't post yesterday, and today was an exciting teaching at the Mount Royal University with Sean Looney, and we were studying we were discussing his book, The Army of Problem Solvers, and how social enterprise is transforming the world, particularly when we're looking at marginalized people, First Nations people, and how it can help empower communities. And one of the things that he suggested with any problem that is being put before the government, one of the first questions we need to be able to ask is, why are you not working with a social enterprise, right? Because what ends up happening with, may it be with First Nations people or marginalized people, is the government will put money into something. It will land in the hand of the person who is marginalized, and instead of it creating a job or training for them, it will go straight to somebody who does have that job and training, and then that person is still sitting there with the hand open. So social enterprises, like the ones he mentioned to us, give people the power to do what they need to have done. For example, in housing communities for people who are low income, they tend to get bed bugs on some occasions. And so what this one social enterprise has done is created a company employing people who have a criminal record, who don't have driver's licenses, and who need this work and probably live in some of this low income housing. And they go into those properties and they eradicate the bed bug problem. So this creates so many solutions of giving them jobs, giving them better income so that they can pull themselves up out of that situation, not marginalizing them because of the hiring limitations which are perceived. And this also has been working amazingly with the First Nations reserves and communities that he's worked with, giving them the education on how to maintain the properties, how to put in insulation so their energy prices drop as the energy costs are rising, how to install geothermal systems in northern Canadian province, in the province of Manitoba, where the earth is quite cool, but it does act like a big thermal mass where it collects warmth all summer and then can put that warmth back into the house all winter. And so things like that are offering training, education, employment, and solutions which are improving their quality of life. So as I'm listening to him talk, there was a part of me that felt incredibly discouraged, because I've had so many ideas for social enterprises that could have been fruitful before this point in time that I never jumped on. And so there's a part of me that kind of feels badly, because I know there's that community of First Nations single mother who wanted support to help build a community. And I had experiences that I thought could be maybe beneficial to them, but I didn't feel confident enough. So that kind of irked me today. However, I'm inspired by two other things that I'll mention. I could go on about the discouraging things, but I'm going to try and stay away from them. The United Church of Canada has a lot of land throughout Canada. However, the number of people who are going to the churches, has declined over the years. However, the number of people that have social justice activism in their churches has gone up. So, United Church of Canada could be branching out into doing funerals, graveyards, connecting with people's last life rites. Most of the pastors are already involved with a grief ministry of some variety already. I know David's dad is. He does multiple funerals per day some days. And I have designed this beautiful burial ground, for sacred forest burial ground, which could be used on some of the existing farmland that's already been exhausted by chemical pesticides made from petroleum products. It's not going to make the food edible again. So I need to feel confident enough to pitch this design to them and say, hey, this could be a beautiful partnership. I do feel strongly for the United Church and its social activism to help people who are marginalized, gay, lesbian, women. They were one of the first people to hire female reverends in their ministry. My great aunt was a deaconess who had a who had a ministry and was part of the social movement of going from Winnipeg to Vancouver East Hastings and trying to help with the addiction problems there. And unfortunately, that church has closed, but it's become a social enterprise. So, you know, one of the things that I heard the elder in residence who was there with us today speak about was one of the creation stories of the spider, who was tasked by Creator to wrap humanity and all the animals and living things in a protective web so that it could be lowered down onto Earth and then spread out throughout Earth. And spider was given to us and left with us by Creator as our lifeline. So if at any point things got really difficult and we really needed Creator to come in, that line that the spider took to land on Earth is still connected back up to Creator, and we just have to tug on that line and stimulate it a little bit. And just like the spider will come running to get the fly, we'll be able to get Creator's attention. So when I'm thinking about Earth Arts and where it's going, I'm reminded of where it began. And this was the very first draft of Earth Arts. It was a spider and a web of interconnecting layers, almost like the ripples of water that come from a single drop in a lake. But each zone of permaculture design, because permaculture works by zones, expands out into a bigger and more beautiful design. So I'm really inspired by the spider and its ability to weave and connect and create. But I was challenged on a couple things today. Are you a social entrepreneur, or are you making a social enterprise? Right? Asking, why did I include my name in the title of the company, which was recommended to me by somebody who's a marketing student, and said, you know, some of the biggest names in business are family names. And there was already a business for Morger Lapine Furniture, and they did go under in 2008, but they had created beautiful furniture that grows with the child, that was solid wood and was a household name for many, many years, many generations. And so there is a part of me that feels like if we're pioneering a new concept, Morjo is a perfect name for that. And but he, you know, I was told, you know, that's a terrible idea. So it was kind of hard for me to reconcile with that. I really wish I could have put in an application for Story Hive's competition for videos. I kept trying to apply, and it would, every time I hit save on my tablet, it would refresh the form instead of saving it, and nothing was saved. So I'm a little disappointed about that. Tomorrow, again, at Mount Royal University, studying with Sean Looney, so I'm really excited and hopeful that tomorrow I will have more learnings in this book that I can share with people, and I am just incredibly grateful for the opportunity and sponsorship to attend this course, because I could not have done it without the people who believe in me. So thank you, and have a wonderful evening.